Okay, I'm going to start here in about 30 seconds, just so you know. You don't necessarily need your computer, but it can help you later on. So one of the things we talked, or Naomi Harm talked about this morning, was like the generation and how they learn. It kind of steps on my toes a little bit, but we'll roll with it, and it's okay. Because this session really does deal with how the students learn right now, how they're different than us. Not you guys, you're too young. I'm just kidding. No, it really is. They're a lot different than what we are comfortable with necessarily. So first thing I want to talk to you about, Bill, is live streaming. Okay, live streaming with Google Live has taken on a whole new meaning because it's so easy. Anybody live stream a lesson in here or anything like that? I know some of my high school peeps know about this. I don't know if anybody in the room actually does it very often, if at all. So live streaming, I'm live streaming right now. This will go up on my YouTube channel here when I'm done. All right. I don't have to touch it after this. It will be on my channel. Okay. Before 1 year ago, this was not possible. It's not something you could do easily. You had to have a program installed, and then you had to upload and blah, 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 and it was a pain in the butt. I clicked 3 buttons, typed in a title, and I'm done. So much easier. Biggest thing we talked about was why we don't do it is time. This takes that time element out of it. Okay. So let me give you an example of one thing that we do here in the high school.
Yeah. However, in paragraphs 7 through 9, does she say that? No, she's just saying, hey, here's what kids are reading. Cause effect in 16, 17, because
you get the gist. So Mr. Lindbergh's up there talking about his lesson. It's nothing special. There is not a camera in the corner. There's not a swivel in the back. You don't need anything special. You just need these right here. Okay. I set this on the table right here. I don't even have a stand or anything. I just set it on the table, and all it shows is the board and maybe me. If I walk over here, I'm out of it. But it doesn't matter. As long as they can hear me and they can get the content that I want them to get, it's fine. One of the cool things, and the things you really probably don't think about, is this takes the students out of it, and that's okay. You can hear the students. I mean, if I could stand way back here, that mic's pretty good. It can still pick me up, and that's great because you can hear questions. One of the most annoying things about watching things sometimes in interviews is you can't hear the media ask a question. You can hear the students ask that question. It's great. The other thing is the students aren't pictured in it because you might run into a problem. Might. I'm not going to say you will, and it's not all the time. But we have 3 kids in the high school right now that have a no media form. Just 3. Okay? I don't know who they are. I'll tell you, I don't remember who they are, but if you do this, the kids aren't in it, so you never have to worry about it. Hearing their voice is fine. Don't have to worry about that part of it. If you want to know who those kids are, you have to talk to your office ladies. They will know that for sure exactly. They can give you the form and stuff. And I've had to be aware of it too in some instances of taking pictures of crowd and posting them up on the website. One of the things I know the elementary did before was they gave it to them in a packet. That was our worst idea in the world. Because parents would send it back, say, yeah, fine, sure, sounds good. I'll sign that. And it made our lives a living hell because we had 100 kids that were on the no media form for no reason at all. The reason that parents do it generally is because of certain things. Mom or dad is abusive and we don't want to, maybe we moved away and they don't want to know where they are. Okay. Those are certain things. You very rarely have to worry about that. So don't overly fret about that. When you're doing these things. So that's YouTube Live. Here's how you do it. Here's how simple it is. And we're going to do this at the end so you have the ability to do it in your classroom. We're going to do it today too because it takes 24 hours to confirm that you confirm your account. But I'm done with it already, so I don't have that wait. But I click this button here. You all have a YouTube account, by the way, so do your students. Elementary, maybe. I'm not positive on that one. Some of them may and some of them might. There might be cut off 3rd grade or 4th grade. they're gonna, I don't know, I'll check on it if you want me to. But click the little camera here with the plus, you hit go live. This is what I did just before we started. Create a title. A lot of the people, when they do this, they do the date and then maybe they do the lesson or the unit or something like that they're talking about. That way the kids can go in and search it if they want to go into your channel. Okay, hit go live, hit a title. You can choose public, unlisted, or private. One of the biggest things is people are like, I don't want people to see my video if I put it public. There are 560 hours of video put onto YouTube every minute. Nobody's accidentally going to go find your video. It's okay. It is okay. It really is. You can make it public. Nobody's going to accidentally find it. There are millions and billions and billions. There's a ton of video out there. Unless somebody purposely wants to go find your video, there's no way they're going to actually stumble upon it. Okay. Public. Unlisted is if you're really worried about that, you can unlist it and just share the link out and it's fine. Okay. Then it's not publicly searchable. Private, never set it private because only then you can view it, nobody else. It's kind of like your sharing settings in Google. Okay. And then you can schedule it for later. I've never found that very useful. Maybe if you're an avid streamer, that might be useful. But this one, we're really not very punctual in the education world all the time. So you might start 2 minutes early or 2 minutes late, and then you're kind of SOL, as they say. So.
Can you save these? Let's say you're teaching the same class next semester. Can you?
Absolutely. As soon as I'm done here, it'll go up to my YouTube channel and be there until I delete it.
So you have it on live stream. Is it actually is somebody watching it at that point? If it's streaming like right now?
Nobody's actually watching me at the moment. They could. You could share the link out to them.
You'd have to have shared your YouTube channel.
Channel, yeah. You share your YouTube channel link out to them, and then they can go watch it. For us, it might be useful in the future if we ever go one-to-one, and we have these snow days. We've had 5 snow days, cold days. You can go live on your YouTube channel and talk to them, and then maybe we don't have to make up minutes. Yay! Okay, that's maybe a powerful thing that we can use in the future. Obviously, not right now. It's not applicable as much. So, there's your live streaming. Again, when it's done, goes to your channel. You can either share your channel link out, or you can share the link right to the video out with them. Use your Google Classroom. Use your Google website. Whatever. Okay. Questions about going live? All right. One other thing you can do. I think we all have a smartphone here. Yeah. Or some kind of phone that takes video. Or you can grab a camera from me and you can tape like a tutorial. This is Mr. Cook talking to us about.
Hello there, Spartans. Welcome. 2 equals -1/2.
He does this a lot.
Times 1 plus 1/2, which is negative.
He'll take 15
One,
minutes.
negative 1/2 times
whatever,
1
and he'll
is
tape it.
-1/2
And put it on his
plus
website.
1/2, and then that is 0, right? So y2 equals.
Sure, Mr. Cook. Yep, that's 0. Okay. This is useful if you want to do something a little more polished. Maybe you don't want to have those conversations on the video in class. He does it so they can have background videos to watch. Maybe they don't know, or they didn't understand that lesson. He can say, hey, go watch the video. Then if you have some questions, come back. Okay? You're putting the onus on the kids to actually go help themselves instead of just coming to you with every little question that they might have. It's very useful. If you don't want to be in the video, if you don't want to do those, there are resources out there. For math, Khan Academy is a big one. You can go out and find lessons on pretty much anything. I know Mr. Erickson uses Khan Academy every once in a while to put lessons out there that his students can use for like geometry and algebra and things like that. And it's very useful. The only thing I will preface is when it's not the personal touch, they don't necessarily get either the vocab that you use or they don't explain exactly how you want to use. It's better than nothing, however. All right? You can use that to help. One of the good things about this too is you can put it on for the students and you can put it on for the parents. Jacob brings home a sheet of math the other day with number pairs. Number bonds? Number bonds. That's what it is. And thought I was pretty decent at math. And I'm looking at that thing and going, why did you put that number there? He's explaining it to me because I have no idea really what's going on. And I'm like, okay, I get it, but thinking to myself, why do you do it that way? I don't know the underlying reason with Eureka Math, why they do it that way. Some parents not in education might just go, I don't know how to do this stupid, crazy Common Core math. I'm done. You see it all the time on YouTube. But this is a way you can give them those resources to help them understand. And are all parents going to use it? No. Just like all parents are going to, not all parents are going to be thankful that you called them early for a snow day. If anybody saw Facebook, yeah, thank you. So it is something to use for the parents and the students as well. Questions about that piece? Okay, there's something you can use with your lessons for the students. Now, let's talk about more like where the students are, how you can actually assess students using the video. But first, let's get some background. Their social media use right now, as in probably a year ago, most of it is they use YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, not so much all that stuff. But here's the interesting part. They use Snapchat right now and YouTube more than anything else. Let me take a guess when YouTube was founded or first came online. Any guess? Give me a year. Just give me a year. What did you say?
Boring.
I'm going to talk about that in just a minute.
Holy.
Woo! 2008, somebody said? Close. 2005, exactly. 2005. I started teaching in 2005. It's been a long since I've started teaching. Google bought it in 2006, so 1 year after. That was floored when I found that out. 1 year after YouTube first came online, Google bought it. And for some untold $1 billion. I don't know, something like that. Ridiculous. Anybody remember when you first got YouTube and what your administration or somebody said about it? Don't use YouTube! It's got porn in it! No, it doesn't. Sorry, it doesn't have porn in it. There's some racy things and some probably things you don't want your younger kids to see, but it's okay. We had to use TeacherTube back in the day. Like, this is stupid. Why? Why do I care? Just go use YouTube. There's so much out there. Now, do we care anymore? Does anybody actually care anymore that you're using YouTube or not? No, nobody cares. Okay, we've come a long way. Why we come a long way? Because our kids are using it so much. They're using it so much, so why don't we use it? How about Instagram? Anybody have an idea of when that came on?
6 years ago.
6 years ago, 2012. Well, yep, 2012. Yep. So Instagram is way popular. It came out about 6-7 years ago. I think I want to say it was like 2012 Valentine's Day. I don't know. It was kind of a weird date, but just stuck in my head. Anyway, Snapchat. How about that one? This one will be crazy. Snapchat.
14? Earlier than that.
Way earlier than that.
Really? 2011?
7.
Really?
2007. It didn't become popular for many years after because I think it was more of a regional thing, maybe a campus thing. But 2007, it's been around for quite some time. I know it didn't become popular here till like 2013, 14. Right? That's when the kids really started to use it. And I got a stat about that later. But Snapchat, YouTube. Facebook, not as popular. Only about 10% say they use it most often. Exactly. But here's the weird thing. I heard Facebook was not used or going away about 5-6 years ago. Was not true. It was not true at all 5-6 years ago. 3 years ago, yeah. Now it's true. Facebook, they do not use Facebook. Here's why I say that. I know Sarah might have some friends, maybe Becky, and some of you else have graduated and they have Facebook friends with kids that graduated, say 14 or 15. I still have them. They use it. There are a decent number of them that use it. Kids that graduated last year or 2 years ago, minimal, maybe 1 or 2, maybe 1 or 2. They might have an account that they created when they were 12 and said they were 13, but they don't use it. Okay, the profile pic's the same as it's always been. You go and look at it; they don't ever update anything on it, so they just don't use it. It's because it's for old people. Okay, it's for old people now, me included. Calling old people, me included on that one. They have gravitated away from it. There's multiple reasons, mostly because we're on it, and there are ads on it and all that stuff. The ads is one thing they hate. Okay, so they're not going to go on YouTube as much because scroll down and there's an ad for some stupid thing. Go search Go search for Wild Tickets right now, and then go on Facebook. Come back and see me. Tell me what you see. I guarantee you'll see an ad for Wild Tickets. Okay. So there is that. Hey, 2 people are watching my stream. Here's just a history of the use. You can see Facebook diving. You can see Instagram kind of taking a big leap at 13, 14, and then pretty steady. And then you have Twitter's gone down. Twitter's one that they don't use.
Yeah.
They don't
been
use
on
it.
for a while. I think
Yep.
just because adults weren't using it for a while.
They don't use Twitter. It kind of really corresponds right here. You'll see them at YouTube's not on here, unfortunately. But a graph, you'll see Twitter do this, and you see YouTube do this. This is basis of my entire presentation. They are using YouTube a ton more, and I'll show you that right. Oh, in a couple slides. Just the differences between us and them. Obviously, we generally use YouTube the same. Obviously, we use Facebook a lot more than they do. Twitter, we use it a little bit more than they do. I think it's maybe like 16 that these stats came out, maybe 18, but they don't use it as much. They use Instagram a lot more. LinkedIn is one that's on here, but for you that teach older kids, maybe even seniors, tell them to get a LinkedIn page. Do it right now. Because if you go into business, I guarantee you, if you want to get a job, you need to have a LinkedIn page. Okay? In business, education, stuff like that, other jobs, doesn't matter as much, but you have to. My best friend's wife, their business, it was Hartford, cut off a ton of people, and she was looking for a job. She went to a recruiter. That recruiter told her specifically, you need to have a LinkedIn page and you need to have 100 connections by next week. Okay? That's their specific thing they said. So LinkedIn page, older kids. If you have older kids, tell them to get a LinkedIn page.
And what are they mostly doing on YouTube?
I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, good question though. So the devices. This is no longer an excuse. This was an excuse 5 years ago. It's no longer an excuse. Here's the cool thing. Look at this. This is the same. Demographics don't matter with smartphones anymore. Doesn't matter. Poor, rich, boy, girl, old, white, black, Hispanic, does not matter. Everybody has a smartphone, generally in the same percentage. Okay? That poses a problem with us as educators, though. Why? Is that 100%? No, it's not 100%. And that poses a problem because you can't ask them all kids to do everything the same. So this is my solution. $75 tablet, $100 tablet. Okay, get that. Here, go. Here's the app that I put on there. Go make a movie. Okay? You don't need this, which is $300. You don't need this, which is $400. It does not matter. This, by the way, is cameras for the streamers over there. Okay. You don't need those things. You can buy anything that takes a video and maybe has an app on it to either edit those videos or upload those videos. Okay. Obviously, we know this. Teens are constantly on. What you might not know is it's different than 5 years ago. They're more constantly on their phones than they were before. Okay. Here's Instagram's rise. Just tells you a couple things about what happened and maybe why. Facebook bought them in 2012, which kids don't know, but they still use Instagram. We got them. Just kidding. Snapchat's growth. It's been going up. But here's the fun thing. Last 2 quarters, it's gone down. Kind of plays into that 8-second attention span where they're looking for the new thing. They're looking for the hip thing, the thing that's going to come out. Visco's come out. I didn't even know what it was a year ago. Kids are like, I'm like, what's Visco? It's basically Instagram without comments or typing. You know what the funny thing is? I guarantee when Visco gets more popular, they'll add those features. Always happens. They'll add features and add. Snapchat was basically a picture, send it to somebody. That was it when it first started. There was nothing else. You could not type on it. You can do anything. Here's a picture of me. Okay. Now you get videos. Man, I can geolocate you, all that stuff. So
Also, they text each other.
oh, exactly. They don't use like actual texting as much anymore. Okay. That's exactly what they do. I even have a Snapchat group with my my brother and my two sisters and their kids and stuff like that, and we just send pictures and videos and stuff back and forth. Used to use Facebook for that. That's pretty much the biggest reason I used Facebook back in the day. Now we just use Snapchat. Only reason is we don't really care if you see it. You can see my kid. I still post some stuff if some of you are friends with me on there, but we don't really care about the videos, the stupid videos that we might send. So that's another reason. It's a little more private. So YouTube just shoots up. This is hours per minute. So back, we were still in the double digits back here in 2014. And it's pretty double, and it's kind of leveled off. But take a look at this graph. What do you notice about it? You notice like when it's taking off, the years. About 5-6 years ago, it started to take off. That group of Generation Z kids started to get cell phones, started to get smartphones. They're creating more. So to your point, what are they doing on there? And I'll get to that in just a second. But they started to get the ability to be able to create content. They're putting more stuff on YouTube. Okay. What do they do? What do they watch? They watch most of their stuff through YouTube. I don't know how many kids I see in here watching stupid YouTube videos. My kid watching stupid YouTube videos.
Like, so
What I call stupid. I'm sorry. For them, it's fine.
yeah,
For me, it's stupid.
so that has gone way up. How much of that is valuable content, and how much of it is just watching TV somewhere else, mindless,
And
useless
I
information?
don't want this to sound negative, but does it matter? There is useful content on there. There is a lot of useless content on there, but there is a lot of useful content on there. And you or them need to probably search it and find it. I can watch a video of some guy shooting himself with a BB gun. That's useless. I mean, fine. We know it's going to hurt. You don't need to watch that. But I can find a ton of videos, and I'll get to that when we go to art. I can find a ton of videos of cool projects that kids have done
Right.
and stuff like that. Sifting through it is the ultimate problem. And that's why when you create it or they create it, you can build a library of useful things. Devices, obviously, they use smartphones more than anything. 75% of them watch 2 hours a day. Or 70%, excuse me. Okay, it's fine. All right, so what do they do? What do they do? Live stream gaming. They either create it or they watch it. Okay? If I go right here, right now, Fortnite's one of the biggest ones. Apex Legends is the newest one. Okay? This used to be the most popular. Now this is. They're both same types
Are
of
they both
games.
free?
Yes, they are. Okay, so here we go. These are all the channels you can go into. 50,000 people are watching Fortnite. Apex Legends. Oh, that's just one person channel. All these things. This is what they're creating. This is what they're watching. Okay? Guaranteed you've seen a kid yesterday doing this of some kind yesterday. All right?
So clarify for me, I thought Fortnite was a video game.
It
So
is.
when they're on YouTube, are they playing the game?
No,
or
they're
are they
watching somebody play the game.
They're watching somebody play a game that was recorded prior, or is this live?
Depends. It can be recorded prior and it can be live, depending on what they want to watch at that point. I can go watch right now. So if I click on Fortnite,
I can't wait for a kid to walk in and see us watching.
there's still 2 people watching me, so maybe it is a kid. Who knows?
It's me and Laura.
Yeah. Here we go.
Support. You guys can get used to waking up at this time or
This
earlier
person's live.
for some streams,
Obviously, he's not
and
playing right now,
appreciate all
but-
you guys. So,
He'll
Megan,
play here in
Valentina,
a second.
Anna Luz, Elite.
Another one that's YouTube, but this is Twitch. Anybody heard of Twitch? Which is the biggest live stream site app that they use. Okay? Right here. Newest one came out 5 days ago. It's got currently 243,000 viewers at this time right now that they're watching them. Okay? Play. That's what they do. That's what they create. They want people to watch them. Lifestyles. Some of the most popular YouTube channels, and they make millions of dollars, are people just talking about their life. Okay? I can't remember who this is, but is this Jen? No.
Hey guys, it's Jen. So I've been making videos for as long as I can remember, which is a pretty long time.
Ninth grade?
And a little while
Maybe?
back, I made
I
a
don't
video
know.
of me
10th
reacting
grade?
to some of my
At
old
most?
tweets
I don't
since I've had a Twitter for a pretty long time too. So since I reacted to my old tweets, it only makes sense to react to my old videos too, which is gonna be really, really embarrassing, but
So there's that. All she does is talk about things,
Hi
multiple things.
everyone, if you're new to our channel, I'm JC. And I'm Casey. And we're gonna get right into this video. We've seen many YouTubers do this and we are super excited.
You don't need to watch it, but you just get the picture. They quite literally just tape their lives. And they make tons of money. This is what the kids are watching. This is what the kids are creating. Music. By far the biggest channels that dominate the top subscriber lists are music ones. Why? Can anybody think of one reason why you would have a channel that all it is you creating music?
You want to be discovered.
Boom. Done. Right here. This man, boy, Justin Bieber, Canadian, that Canadian was a YouTuber. All he did was put his stuff on YouTube and was discovered, and now he makes millions and millions and millions of dollars. Okay? Rebecca Black didn't want to be discovered. That was not her main point. Do you realize Friday was only done because her and her friends wanted to create a video? That's all they wanted to do. They didn't want to be discovered. Good things and bad things have happened because of that. Okay? That's one of the biggest points, too, is there are good things with being online. There are bad things. But just with everything in the world, you got to know how to navigate the bad things and take the good things. Okay? So music is what they're doing. Creating. Family life. This has more to do with the parents, too, than just the kids. But there are tons of these where parents are just showing you their kids' lives.
My Barbie doll I got today. She's not a normal Barbie doll. She just fell apart in the car on the way home.
So that's all that's happening. This is a YouTube channel just about they just play pranks on each other. Anybody knows Avery Gunther? She would have hated this one. Because she's definitely spraying the clown.
stopped?
Is there anything here?
I just heard something. It sounded like somebody whispered something.
Let's walk farther away.
That was weird.
You can watch it later. But anyway, challenges. They'll go out and do challenges and stuff like that. Ice bucket challenge. Don't eat a Tide Pod, please. But that was a challenge at some point. Again, goods and bads. So, two YouTubers. I do not I kind of get the video game one. I don't get this one at all. My son will sit down on YouTube and go look up things where somebody's playing with Cars, the movie Cars, or whatever. And that's all they do. This kid unboxes these Legos and plays with them, and he's one of the biggest YouTubers in the world.
Do you know how expensive it is, a little bag?
Oh, those bags, good. Yes, somebody else buy them and play with them so my kids can watch it, and I don't have to buy them because it's like $100 for a big box. Yeah. Okay, so that's what again, creating. All right, this kid's pretty good. These girls, they play and they play with their toys and show it to the world. That's all that happens. And if you have kids my age, you know that they watch it. They will watch it, and they do watch it. Okay? My kid watches two things on YouTube now. People play with toys, and people play Super Mario Brothers. We watched way too many of those videos 2 weeks ago because I was going crazy with them inside the house, and I was like, whatever, go watch it. You're driving me crazy. Okay. All right. How-tos, makeup videos, fashion videos, all those things. Here's a kid talking to you about how to do Photoshop, Becky. Here, I'm going to fast forward just a tad. I just want you to hear his voice.
After you get this page, I go to the
How old do you
brush
think he
tool
is?
and I chose my bright
Like
color
8,
and
9 maybe?
put on the
Maybe?
bottom,
He's not very old, and he's
Put
giving
the
you a how-to on how to do
parentheses,
Photoshop.
and I'm gonna make it about
Okay. the $1 million question is why? Why do we care? Does it really matter? Yes. You might think it's dumb, and some of these things I think are dumb. I'm like, why are you doing that? Oh, we're eroding the fabric of society. No, you're just changing society. And society always changes. So you've got to kind of adapt with the times. So they're going to learn differently. They already have learned differently. They're going to learn differently. So we need to hit them there to help them along the way. They're way better connected than we are, obviously, here. They can go out and find things. One of the biggest things that we've heard forever is if it's Googleable, you shouldn't really be teaching it. Okay? Teaching more of the big pictures. If they can go look it up, it's really not all that important. Okay? Obviously, I'm not going to say it's not important at all, but it's not all that important. You need the bigger picture to be the most important thing. Students gravitate to videos, obviously. They create all these video content, and then you just need to give them the chance to demonstrate it. I will never say that writing is not important. I'll never say that writing a paper is not important, but it has its time and place, okay? Maybe instead of that 12-page paper, you have them have a demonstration of exactly what they're talking about. We'll get into some of that here in a second. Right here. Okay. Here's some examples, and I said I'd give it to you, and here they are. English, you can book vlog, okay? Instead of having a book circle, have them book vlog. You know, they're just going to tape about what their thoughts are. You can do it every chapter. You can do it every book. You can do it once a week and say, what did they read? And why did they read it? What are their thoughts on it? Okay? This is a good way. I hate accelerated reading. And I'll tell you that right now. Hate it with a passion because it really doesn't teach them anything. You know, they play the game. The kids play the game. What book is going to get me the most accelerated reader points? I don't know how much we use it anymore, but I hope we don't use it as much. They play the game. They don't play the game here. You can't play the game. You have to know something about the book you just read, and you have to explain it to me. Give them a prompt. Say, hey, I want you to say, how'd that make you feel? Or there's tons of them. I can't name them off the top of my head, but I got a ton of list of prompts you can give the kids to do English. Book trailers is a big one. That's a little more time consuming. Once they read the book, they need to actually make like a movie trailer for that book. Right? An example here is a really good one, but I will not take up your time to watch it here. Poetry explanations, all right? My biggest thing when I was going through poetry lessons and stuff was I hated that somebody else was trying to explain to me poetry. Like, I always thought, why does that mean that? Why do you think that? Okay, some like expert might know it, but it's good to get the kids' opinion. And instead of sitting down and maybe in class hearing all their opinions, I need you to take a video, 3 minutes, whatever. It doesn't even have to be 3 minutes. Just tell me exactly what you think this poem means. Again, give them more prompts so you get what you want. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, the quality can be awful as long as you get the information that you need. Okay? And we have examples of allegory. This is one of the things we did here. Fast forward. It's one of our student projects.
Wait, that's me. Well, you're probably wondering how I got here. It's simple, really. I could probably condense it into a few short minutes for you. Well, it all started when I wanted to take out a loan. I scammed a banker, and it went something a little like this.
Hey, can I get a small loan of $500,000?
That is quite a large loan. Are you sure you're going to be able to pay that?
Well, it's not large for me. What are you talking about? I'm pretty sure I can pay it back to you.
Okay, well, just for the bank's safety, and our policy is that you need to put in some collateral and get title to a house and a car.
I think I can give you one of my houses and one of my cars.
Okay, if you're so confident about this, then I will need you to sign here.
So they're just talking about allegory and there's some life lessons things, and that's a video they created. 2 hours. Those are probably one of your better videos to see. But again, like anything you're ever going to give the students for projects, you're going to get some good ones and you're going to get some bad ones. Okay, so don't worry about that. All right. If they get the content, that's most of what you need. Do you need something specific, Mr. Cook? Are you coming back to me?
No, I am. Sorry.
No, you're okay. Yeah, the star of the hand. The hand of Cook. Social studies. Historical character interviews. This was one that they've done. I don't think, did you do this one? No. But this is one of our students.
Oh, yes.
This was your
That's not what we
class?
Called it, but yes.
So instead of writing a paper about John W. Fields, she's giving an interview. She's John W. Fields now. Okay, this isn't like a great cinematic production. It doesn't matter. She's giving you the information. She's learning something about this. Now you might say, hey, I want a little better product. Okay, set some parameters, stuff like that. All right. It's also, if you say you're going to share stuff with more people than just you, guaranteed most of them will put a little more thought into it, a little more work into it. It's going up on the big scoreboard someday. Okay, they'll put a little bit more work into it.
From my parents because my mother died. The state had to be settled.
The other thing is, in lieu of writing, if you're really stuck on that writing piece, and sometimes we are, and I understand why we are, is you can have them put it on paper. We did tasty videos in our multimedia class last year. We had them storyboard, and I had to check off their storyboard because some of the things they don't think about. Okay, you have them do that ahead of time, and then they can make it. Some of them are going to put more thought in the storyboard than others, but ultimately all they want to do is make that video, and you can make it really good. Historical recaps. So if somebody's like telling you about history, maybe they're putting some pictures in there. Pretty simple. Reenactments, obviously, virtual field trips. This one's Dunkin' Donuts. They go to Dunkin' Donuts. That's all they do. And they tell you about what's going on in Dunkin' Donuts, all the things they have. Here's an example of what we could do here. Do we do Somerset history in any classes, like grades at all?
Carter does a little bit.
Carter does a little bit? Okay. Maybe you want them to take a picture of or go take a video of Somerset, the history, okay? Obviously, General Sam's is not there anymore, but before it was the actual general store. You could have them go down and say, hey, this is where the general store was. Give them a picture of maybe the general store and have them insert it in their video. And they can talk about this. If they can create it, they know it. What's that pyramid? I really escaped my mind. You do it's like the listening and stuff is at the bottom and like the creating's at the top. Yeah, thank you. Why I couldn't think of that, I don't know. Bloom's taxonomy is at the top is creating. Making videos is creating. Okay, it is creating. They don't have to build a bridge to learn about bridge. If they create a video about how to learn about bridges, they're doing the next best thing. Okay? Animated history is a little bit more involved. You have to be able to animate to do this, but it's again, some kids can do that. Minecraft is one that comes to mind in social studies. I can't say that today. They created, like somebody creates a Coliseum in Minecraft. That's your younger kids will do that more than your older kids now, but it's an option. And then they can take a video of them walking around the Coliseum in their Minecraft world. Fine, great, grand. There's plenty of those out there on YouTube to show you examples. One of my favorites though here is this one. If you haven't seen it, it's hilarious, and please go watch it. But you got to be a little thick-skinned because it's a little bit not suitable for work. But it's just an example of what a
Today
video
we're
we
going
can.
to talk about Frederick Douglass.
Anybody seen this before? Anybody know what this is? Drunk
The
history.
Union was falling apart. The South was seceding. It was a very young country.
So,
Frederick
this is a
Douglass
funny
was an
adult
abolitionist,
example of what the kids
and
can
he
do.
believed it is morally wrong to have
They
slavery.
can go in and they can talk
And
about
people are
whatever.
like, hey, Lincoln, this guy's talking a
thing
good
you
game. You
want.
should meet with him. And Lincoln wasn't a douchebag. He's like, okay, I'll meet with him.
Okay. Demonstration of knowledge through videos. Okay. Math. Hey, Matt, where's my math? Any math teachers in here? Oh yeah, over there. This one's a little tougher. There's not a ton of things you can do in math. A lot of the math things you find are paired with physics. Okay, stuff like that. A lot of the math things you find are more real world math. Okay, finding angles, okay. One of the biggest things I've seen is, hey, I want you to put a ladder against the house and start measuring things, and maybe you don't know how high you want it to go or how long the ladder needs to be or stuff like that. You can have them take a video of that. But like Mr. Cook's video, you can have the kids explain a big ticket. You might give them a huge project, like maybe the biggest thing you have in that unit. Like, here's this problem will get you, if you know this problem, if you can explain this problem, you know this concept. Okay, give it to them, have them do exactly what Mr. Cook did, write it down, tape it, explain it as they're doing it. Because basically then they're doing exactly what you do. If they can teach it, they know it. Okay, it's a bad cliche, but it's completely 100% correct.
You know what else was helpful with this? That the kids were showing me some I can't remember if it was the number file or not, but I was working with some kids that were struggling with stuff, and so they would watch it, and if it didn't help them, me watching it helped me to help them.
Oh, exactly.
And that was what I thought was really handy, was because even if they watched it, they still didn't get it. I could at least kind of get what was happening.
And I find that too. I go to like the text version first, but then if I don't understand that part of it, I go to here, like all these things, and you can watch it a little easier. And it makes more sense. Like it'll make sense to some kids. Again, you can't help 100% of the kids. This is just another resource for them to use. Geometry in the World. I know you do this project where they go out in the school and they need to find angles for everything. Okay. Yep. They'll go around and take pictures. Fine, great. That's wonderful. Have them put it together in like an album and like show you, and they'll know it a lot more if they go find real world examples of it. Kids come into me and like, Mr. Barry, do you know where acute angles are in here? And I go like this. There you go. Take a picture of me. Done. All I did was hold my hands up, and they can take a picture of it and do a great project. They know stuff a lot more when they can find those real world examples. Okay. Number file, Naomi Harm gave you that example.
But Brandon, they don't like selfies anymore. They're going.
They don't like selfies if they have to show it in front of the class. They love selfies on Snapchat because they don't have to show it in front of the class. Okay. If they don't have to be in it, they'll love it. Or they don't have to show it in front of everybody. Science is a big one. Tons of things you can do with video and science. You can do labs and experiments with videos. They can go in and you can give them this experiment or this lab. Instead of a lab write-up, have them video the lab and they explain what they're doing and what happened and things like that. Then you're not grading any science labs or experiments. Minute physics, anybody familiar with minute physics? Anybody can do this? I suck at drawing, but I can do this.
We've all been told that the colors of the rainbow correspond to different wavelengths of visible light. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. Where's pink in that list?
Draw.
It's not there.
I mean, this is awful drawing, and I still could probably do worse, but you still get the point.
It turns out that pink, or magenta, fuchsia, or whatever you want to call it.
This is actually one of our kids' videos. They're dissecting a clam.
This is the umbo, and this is the dorsal side. And then right here is the ventral. Over
So if they're not prepared, this is going to be bad. You have to tell them.
On this side is the posterior side of the clam.
And go through it. Okay? Clam. Pretty good. Katie Schrader, if you didn't know who that voice was. Bozeman Science for you math people, or your science people. Becky, Instagram art gallery. I really want to get into this once we unblock Instagram. It's blocked here. And I realized it before. Yeah, you can't get to Instagram. Go on your computer right now. You cannot get to Instagram. I don't know. I don't know why they would. But it's annoying. Anyway, you can use Instagram for their art. They can put it up there, write a little sentence instead of our web pages. It might be easier to do. Explaining art, student art. So you can have them explain exactly what they did and how they did it. Just in a video, they can show you. Artist biography. Here's a little cute little elementary school kid. She's Vincent Van Gogh.
I was born.
Kind of like a wax museum type thing. Again, not a paper. Maybe she did write a paper beforehand and now she's reading off of it.
I was poor my whole life.
But a little more fun.
Sadly, I did not become famous until after.
Health and Fayed. We have health PSAs. We've done that before. How-tos. Hey, you need to create a video about how to make a layout. Give me step-by-step instructions. Okay, boom, done. We can do that. Activity vlog. Any River Falls grads in here? Okay. Yeah, Becky, this is before your time because it was online. We had online walking. Online walking, and I'm not even kidding you. You could have them vlog as they're walking down the street and like talk about it instead of like, oh yeah, I walked 10 minutes. That doesn't give me any. Could you watch 10 minutes? Sure. Have them vlog a little bit. Then you can do any sport. Talk about pickleball. How'd you think of that lesson? Okay. Cooking videos, kitchen safety for consumer science, business ones. I want to show you this one thing before we go though. Promotional videos, student production.
Somerset's academics not only prepare students for college and other post-secondary options, but allows students to get a jump start and earn college credit now. Somerset offers 12 AP classes, providing students an advanced educational track. Furthermore, Somerset is the only CIS partner with the University of Minnesota in Wisconsin. Students can earn up to 18 college credits in writing, history, teaching, and psychology, all while staying on campus. To learn more about what's going on in our halls, check out the district website.
Our students made that in the multimedia productions class.
Attention everyone, this Coliseum is still open if anyone needs coffee. Or
Yeah, I still have 1 minute, Johnny. Settle down.
Jot down the floor.
So those are some examples. I'll send this out to you. I'll put it in the presentation. It'll be in the link to the presentation or link to the sessions that I gave you in the email. One of the things I want you to do before you do anything today, if you want to use YouTube Live, you need 24 hours to do it in advance. You cannot do it if you just sign up today and want to do it today. You got to go in there, give them a phone number. They'll send you a text for code and it'll come up. Again, these things don't have to be perfect. The kids' things don't have to be perfect. As long as they're demonstrating their knowledge, they're creating these videos, you know that they know it. Okay? Biggest thing I need. One last thing is, here's some apps and hardware. Every iPhone has iMovie. You can download KindMaster for the non-iPhones. WeVideo. We have WeVideo. You can have the kids sign up for it using their Google account. Okay? We paid for it. The librarians have paid for it. You can use it. Okay? That is one of the best online video editing apps you can use. Take advantage of it. Loom is for screencasting. It's kind of like Screencastify, but it's free and you don't have any limits. Okay? Probably when they get more popular, they'll ask you to pay for it, but we got to deal with what we got. Hardware-wise, again, I just said you don't need this stuff. If you want to use this stuff, talk to me. Okay? GoPro. Go run around. Whatever. Questions you have before we skedaddle out of here? Let me know too. Email me. Accessible anytime.
What's the easiest one for just, if I wanted to like put up slides and kind of have my mini lectures that way?
Like you just want to see the slides?
Yes, and hear my voice.
Loom. Yep. Good. Thanks, guys. Have a good afternoon. You're welcome.